Have you ever created a type like this, where you try to include as many special characters as possible in a union, or one like that, where we try to cover all the letters from different alphabets? To achieve a complete set for these two types is nearly impossible, as there are over 10,000 special characters and many different international alphabets. But in this video we will fix that. We will create two separate types which will create complete sets of special characters and also international alphabets. Let's get started. So we can see here we have this type special, and it contains some special characters like, for example, a $sign, percentage, ampersand, and so on. But of course there are many more special characters, and if I wanted to create a union of all the special characters, then this would be a union with over 10,000 elements in it. And this is not really that nice and is also not that easy to maintain, so we need to do this differently. But how can we achieve this? Well, let's first examine two types TypeScript has to offer. The first one is lowercase. Let's say we have a lower variable here, and we say this is of type string. Now we say hello, and this compiles perfectly fine because this is just a normal string. Now what I can do is here, I can wrap this string with lowercase, and this does no longer compile, because every string you put in as this generic argument of lowercase will, as the name implies, be made lowercase. So this means that only strings are allowed to be assigned to this type, which are all lowercase. So for example, when I change this to a lowercase hello, we can see this works perfectly fine, but as soon as I add one uppercase character, this does no longer work. The same also works for the opposite. So when I create an upper variable and I call this uppercase and put string in it, then I have to assign a string to this variable, which is all uppercase. So for example, when I now say hello like this will also not work because we have lowercase characters in there. So I have to change this to all uppercase and it will work perfectly fine. But how is this now useful to make our special type more generic? Well, let's see what happens when we change the string here. What happens when I use, for example, a percentage in here? We can see this is perfectly fine for the lowercase string because percentage is lowercase in this case. Now let's see what happens when we use it in uppercase. We are just replacing hello with percentage, and this does also not throw an exception. Why is this? Well, because percentage is the same for uppercase and lowercase. And because this is the case, we can now create our special type really easy in a generic way. We'll just replace all that and we'll say the type special is equal to lowercase string and uppercase string. So we will create a union type of lowercase and uppercase. So what this will do is it will make sure that we can only use characters which are in lowercase and also in uppercase in our special type. So let's see if this is working. Let's create a new variable here, and we say this is of type special. And now when we use a percentage sign here, we can see this works fine. But as soon as I add an A in here, for example, we can see that this no longer works because A is in lowercase, but it isn't in uppercase because this is a lowercase character. Now this of course also works for non-English characters. Now for example, if I don't use an A, but I use an A with umlauts like used in German, this will also not work because of course there is a different uppercase representation of this character. So by using just one line of type code, we have created a union type of like over 10,000 elements. Now that we have created this type special, you're now maybe thinking, well, now it's really easy to create this alphabet type by just inverting this special type. And this is a completely reasonable thought, but sadly this does not work in TypeScript. We can't just say we have our alphabet type and we say we use exclude string special, so that this should exclude all the special characters from our string. This does not work because when we hover over this, we can see this just defaults back to string. And even when we are using this in a variable like this, we can still use, for example, a percentage sign, and this does nothing at all. So we need to do this a little bit differently. So to achieve this, what we will do is we will just create a simple recursive type. So let's just remove this here and let's create a new type, and let's call this type true if alphabet. And we are passing in a generic type t, and this has to be a string. So what we will do in here is we will check each character if it is of type special. If it is of type special, we will just immediately return false. If it is not, we will check the remaining part of the string. And when we reach the end, when we have an empty string and there was no special character found in there, we will return true. So we say here if t extends, and now we are using backticks with template literals. So we are saying save the first character in head and the remaining characters in tail. When this is the case, we will say if head extends special, we will just return false immediately because then the string is not valid. Otherwise, we just call true if alphabet again with the tail to check the remaining string. Now, when we reach the end of our string, we just return true because we only reach the end of our string when we have not found any special character. So now we are already done with our helper type. Let's now create the type which we will use in our function later. So we call this IsAlphabet, and we will put in there also a generic type t, which extends string. And this will be quite a simple type. We will just say, well, if true if alphabet of t extends true, we return the type we passed in. Otherwise, we just return never. Now, you are maybe asking, why are we using this never type here? We will see this in a second. Because now, let's create this function, which we will use then to check if the string we pass in is a valid alphabet string. So we have a function, and let's call this function IsAlphabet. Now, normally we would just create an argument in here, let's call this string, and we would set the type to string. Now, of course, in our case, we don't want to do this because we want to have some type checking for our string. So to have that, we will make this function generic. So because of that, we will say this takes a generic argument t, like the generic type we pass into our IsAlphabet. And now here, instead of using string, we're just calling IsAlphabet of t. Now let's see how this is working. When I now call IsAlphabet and I pass in hello, we can see that this compiles completely fine. But let's see what happens when I add, for example, a percentage in there. We can see that now this does no longer compile, because when we hover over this, we see argument of type hello is not assignable to parameter of type never. So let's backtrack here what happens when we pass in this string. We pass in this string here, which contains this percentage sign at the end, and this will be this type t we pass in here. This t then will be passed in our IsAlphabet type, and this will then get passed into our true if alphabet. And this of course will not return true because it contains this percentage sign, so it will return never. And because of that, this will resolve to the never type in here. And because we cannot pass a string to never, this will then throw an exception. Now, this of course only gives you compile time safety, but not runtime safety. And because of that, you always should of course implement a proper handling in your function here. So of course you could use like a regex, but if you want to use the same checking mechanism like we did in our type with lowercase and uppercase, what you could do, for example, is we could say we use return, spread our string into an array to make characters from it, and then I would use array and I would say character.toUppercase is not allowed to be the same as character.toLowercase. And this will make sure that this is an alphabet character or an alphabet kind of character and not a special one. So to come to an end, when we now scroll up here a little bit and we remove all these variables we don't need, then we have like in 15 lines of code created two really powerful types, the special type and the IsAlphabet type, which we can use to determine if a string contains only special characters or if a string only contains valid alphabet characters. And I personally really like this approach because we don't have to care about what kind of special characters exist, maybe even in other languages. We also don't have to create a manual type for all alphabet symbols because of course there are only 26 characters in the English language, but in other languages there are many more, like for example in Greek or in German you also have like umlauts, and this approach makes it much easier so you don't have to worry about different special characters and also don't have to worry about other languages.